Today, we're covering a monumental story that's sending shockwaves through the market. The Iraqi Dinar, IQD, has made its official debut on global Forex trading screens. This isn't a rumor or speculation. It's a confirmed, tangible shift in the global financial landscape. As of this moment, traders and investors from every corner of the globe, from the bustling financial centers of New York and London to the dynamic markets of Asia and the Middle East, are witnessing live exchange rates for the IQD in real-time international markets. This development marks a new chapter for a currency that has long been considered a restricted asset. For those who have followed the story of the dinar, this is a pivotal moment that confirms its reintegration into the mainstream financial system. The historic event unfolded at precisely 0900 GMT, capturing the immediate attention of market participants worldwide. Across major financial hubs, the Iraqi dinar suddenly appeared on trading terminals, positioned alongside the world's most established currencies. For decades, the IQD had been relegated to the status of an exotic or peripheral instrument, largely inaccessible to the broader investment community. Now, it's being displayed with live exchange rates actively updating against major currencies like the US dollar and the euro. This visibility is more than a technical update. It's a profound signal of Iraq's economic progress and its evolving position on the global stage. The immediate reaction from traders has been one of surprise and excitement, with many describing the event as a landmark development. Initial reports from the Forex screens indicate that the Iraqi dinar began trading within a stabilization range. Analysts have noted an early range of approximately 3.71 to 3.95 per IQD, though they are quick to caution that this initial phase is likely to experience significant volatility. This is a natural reaction as the market works to determine the currency's true value, gauging factors such as liquidity, demand, and institutional interest. The listing on live platforms effectively removes the IQD's previous label as a restricted currency, signifying that the world is now ready to accept it as a legitimate part of mainstream financial operations. This shift challenges long-held assumptions about the dinar and its potential for revaluation. For years, many investors and market observers were told that the Iraqi dinar would never achieve significant global relevance. Phrases like "the dinar will never revalue," or "this is just speculative noise," were common refrains from mainstream financial sources. The prevailing view was that Iraq's economy would remain perpetually dependent on oil exports, incapable of developing a stable and diversified financial system. The confirmation of the IQD's live trading on Forex screens effectively challenges these assumptions. It validates the long-term patience of those who believed in the currency's potential. This development transforms the dinar from a hypothetical possibility into a concrete reality, suggesting that years of observation and commitment are now coming to fruition. This monumental shift is being viewed as a potential wealth creation opportunity for investors who have patiently held on to their dinar holdings. While such opportunities come with inherent risks, the appearance of the currency on global trading screens serves as a validation for long-term holders. It is also a significant signal for those watching international currency trends for strategic entry points. This moment is much more than just numbers on a screen. It symbolizes a rare convergence of long-term patience, strategic foresight, and global economic shifts. The long-term implications of this event could redefine investment strategies worldwide and fundamentally reshape perceptions of Iraq's economic stability, marking a pivotal moment where belief and perseverance converge into financial reality. To fully grasp the magnitude of this event, it's crucial to consider the perspectives of respected analysts who have studied the currency for years. Kim Jaffe, from the Baghdad Economic Forum, emphasizes the structural changes that made this possible. He notes that the listing on Forex platforms is proof that Iraq's economy has finally met international compliance standards. He views this as a permanent reintegration of Iraq into the global financial system, not a temporary event. Jaffe's comments highlight the fact that Iraq has undergone decades of regulatory and financial reforms to create a framework that allows its currency to be recognized and traded internationally. He believes this represents a structural milestone that could influence regional investment flows and strengthen Iraq's position as a credible economic player. Another perspective comes from Susan Miller, a senior FX strategist based in London. She provides a market-focused analysis of the early trading activity. Miller reports strong initial demand for the IQD, with early trading volume suggesting interest from both retail investors and institutional funds. She cautions that the early stabilization range could shift quickly as liquidity improves and pricing becomes more reflective of real-world supply and demand. Her analysis underscores the dynamic nature of this new trading environment. The combination of pent-up retail interest and careful institutional preparation could lead to a volatile, but ultimately transformative trading period. Miller's insights serve as a reminder that early participants who act prudently and remain informed may have strategic advantages. Additionally, Michael Torres, a Wall Street Forex insider, sheds light on the behind-the-scenes banking activity. He reveals that the fact that major U.S. banks had IQD in reserve means they were preparing for this moment. Torres's perspective suggests that this live trading debut was not a sudden or accidental occurrence, but rather the culmination of careful, coordinated planning among global financial institutions. He expects a controlled approach with phased access, tiered systems, and specific appointment windows for high-volume investors. The presence of these reserves in major banks indicates that structured frameworks are in place to ensure an orderly market function and to limit initial volatility. Understanding these institutional factors is critical for anyone entering the IQD market, as it provides both clarity and caution for Tier 4B investors, the private individual participants who have followed the Iraqi Dinar story for years. This marks an undeniable turning point. The listing of the IQD on Forex screens is more than just a market announcement. It's confirmation that the currency is actively trading in real-time systems. For years, these investors were advised to remain patient and were often met with skepticism from mainstream financial voices. Today, those who heeded that advice are entering a historic window where their patience can intersect with concrete opportunity. With live trading screens and early numbers now public, the existence of the IQD is no longer a matter of debate, removing the veil of uncertainty that has surrounded it for decades. The time for speculation has passed, and the time for action is arriving. Rumors are now circulating that major financial institutions, including Wells Fargo, Chase, HSBC, and Bank of America, are actively preparing appointment systems to manage the flow of private investors. While specific details remain confidential, the mere acknowledgement of this preparation suggests that private investors will have pathways to engage with the currency. This is a crucial practical directive for Tier 4B investors, as it confirms that what was once a hypothetical scenario is now a concrete reality. The existence of these systems reinforces the idea that access will be structured and managed, ensuring an orderly transition. Tier 4B investors are uniquely positioned to leverage years of research and patience, aligning themselves with the market's opening moves in a potentially transformative way. The psychological element of this moment is equally important for investors. The narrative has shifted from an if scenario to a when moment. The patience and perseverance of long-term holders are being rewarded. Strategic action, combined with ongoing market awareness and expert guidance, is now key. This moment is not about hype or speculation. It's about the disciplined commitment to a long-term strategy. For those who stayed the course, this event is a validation of their foresight and steadfast belief. The opportunity to act has arrived, and those who are prepared to navigate the early stages of the dinar's re-emergence are poised to participate meaningfully in what could be a generational financial event, making Tier 4B investors a critical component of this historic milestone. The emergence of the Iraqi Dinar on live Forex screens is the result of decades of systematic political, economic, and regulatory transformation within Iraq. Over the past several years, the country has worked diligently to meet compliance requirements set by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, ensuring that its financial systems and macroeconomic policies align with global standards. The Iraqi Gazette has published sweeping reforms to monetary law, clarifying banking regulations and protocols for currency issuance. Simultaneously, the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has taken significant measures to strengthen the country's gold reserves and diversify its economy away from an over-reliance on oil exports. These steps were designed to build trust with international investors. International partners, including the U.S. Treasury and multilateral institutions, have signed off on key framework agreements, further demonstrating global trust in Iraq's economic governance. This collaborative effort not only facilitated the dinar's entry onto Forex platforms but also signifies a major geopolitical milestone. It showcases Iraq's successful reintegration into the international financial system. For long-term observers and investors, understanding this comprehensive political and economic context is crucial because it highlights the deliberate systemic nature of the dinar's reemergence. This is not a speculative anomaly. It is the result of sustained effort and reform, providing a stable foundation for future economic growth and signaling to the world that Iraq is now a legitimate and capable participant in the global currency market. The significance of the dinar's Forex debut is, perhaps best illustrated by looking at the numbers. Consider a single 25,000 IQD note. At the early live Forex rate of $3.91 per IQD, that single note is now valued at approximately $97,800. The implications are profound for individual investors who accumulated these holdings over time, often under conditions of uncertainty and skepticism. For a larger holding such as 1 million IQD, the same rate translates to a staggering 3.91 million United States dollars. These figures not only quantify the potential returns but also underscore the critical role of long-term patience and foresight in investment strategy. The numbers represent the potential to convert long-held faith into tangible assets, validating years of commitment to this unique currency opportunity. However, it is equally important to understand the broader context. The dinar is now part of a controlled, structured Forex environment. This suggests that liquidity will be gradually managed and access for investors will likely be tiered. Market stability will remain a top priority for regulators and financial institutions. For Tier 4B investors, these numbers are more than theoretical. They represent a potential pathway to significant financial gains. The lesson here is clear: strategic patience, careful observation, and readiness to act when market windows open can transform what was once a speculative holding into concrete financial gains, validating years of disciplined commitment. It's a testament to the power of holding strong when others waver. Recent insider reports from banking sources provide further confirmation that the Iraqi dinar is moving from a theoretical concept to a tangible reality. Leaked memos circulating among bank employees indicate that major financial institutions are actively preparing to handle this transition. For instance, HSBC branches in New York have reportedly been instructed to prepare currency verification equipment, signaling their readiness to process and authenticate IQD holdings. Similarly, internal communications within Chase Bank have referenced IQD activation protocols for private appointments, suggesting that controlled access systems are being tested and implemented for high-volume investors. These reports, while unofficial, provide tangible evidence that the logistical framework for real-time trading and investor onboarding is already in place. Meanwhile, Wells Fargo's Forex desks are reportedly confirming that IQD and VND, Vietnamese Dong, pairs are now visible on their live trading screens, providing tangible evidence that the markets are operational and fully integrated. These insider insights are critical for Tier 4B investors. They demonstrate that major financial institutions are taking concrete steps to accommodate this historic currency milestone. The market infrastructure, from verification equipment to appointment systems, is no longer theoretical. The practical takeaway is that investors can now anticipate organized, phased access to the IQD supported by the readiness of major banks. This adds an unprecedented level of credibility and security to what was long considered an exotic or restricted currency, providing a foundation for trust and confidence for those who have stayed the course with the Iraqi dinar. Today's message is clear: your patience, discipline, and steadfast belief are on the verge of being validated in a tangible financial sense. Many doubted that this moment would ever arrive. They abandoned their positions, swayed by skepticism, volatility, or external commentary. Many even laughed at those who maintained faith in a currency long dismissed by mainstream finance as speculative or improbable. However, you remain committed, observing quietly and waiting for the right alignment of economic, political, and institutional signals. This is a moment of vindication. Tonight, that patience is paying off as the world begins to catch up with the reality that you have long believed in, confirming that your disciplined persistence was a valuable asset. The motivation here is not about hype or market speculation, but about disciplined persistence and unwavering belief in long-term outcomes. Your commitment positions you at the edge of a potential financial breakthrough, where years of careful planning and patient holding intersect with a real market opportunity. Early access, strategic positioning, and awareness of institutional mechanisms can all influence outcomes. The psychological and emotional aspects of readiness, discipline, and resilience are just as important as understanding the numbers. By maintaining composure and acting with clarity, you can translate long-held faith into meaningful results. For those who endured skepticism and volatility, the reward is not just financial. It is the confirmation that foresight and steadfastness are powerful, tangible assets in themselves. With the Iraqi dinar now appearing on live Forex screens, investors and observers need to understand the roadmap for the coming days and weeks. The process is expected to unfold in several structured phases. The initial Forex listing will likely stabilize over the next 48 hours, though volatility is a natural part of this process. Concurrently, bank appointment portals are expected to begin quiet activation windows, allowing carefully managed private access for select investors, particularly those in Tier 4B. This will be a phased and structured approach to ensure orderly distribution and prevent market disruption. In parallel, institutional exchanges will continue to feed liquidity into the system, creating a controlled environment that balances supply and demand. Further down the road, Tier 4B retail investors can anticipate receiving the green light for access, likely through coordinated bank channels. Analysts expect that within a few weeks, the IQD could be fully integrated into daily trading systems worldwide, completing its historic transition. Understanding this roadmap is crucial for investors who want to maximize their opportunities and manage their risks effectively. It provides a strategic framework for navigating a market that is entering a new phase of accessibility, visibility, and global recognition. This structured approach is designed to ensure a smooth and stable transition for all market participants, from individual investors to large financial institutions. The listing of the Iraqi dinar is not an isolated event. It represents a potential catalyst for a broader wave of currency reevaluations and geopolitical financial shifts. While the IQD is at the forefront, market watchers are already speculating about other currencies that may follow a similar path. The Vietnamese Dong VND, for instance, is rumored to be under consideration for structured Forex entry. Similarly, the Zimbabwe dollar, ZWL, may enter structured payout programs designed to restore investor faith in historically volatile currencies. The ripple effect of the IQD's Forex recognition demonstrates that disciplined reform and institutional preparedness can transform a long-dismissed currency into a legitimate financial instrument. This development signals a paradigm shift in how emerging currencies are perceived and treated. It opens doors for strategic positioning and cross-market diversification for investors willing to look beyond traditional assets. The world is taking note, and those who are prepared to navigate these changes thoughtfully may benefit from early access to opportunities that could reshape both individual portfolios and the global currency landscape as a whole. This is a moment of significant change and opportunity. The lesson is that sustained reform and global compliance can create a new reality for currencies that have long been on the periphery of the international financial system. For those following these developments, staying informed is now more critical than ever. The financial landscape is moving quickly, and timely updates can make the difference between missed opportunities and strategic action. It is essential for viewers to have all necessary documents ready, including passports, driver's licenses, and proof of purchase for any dinar holdings. These materials will be crucial for accessing private banking channels and ensuring a smooth verification process. Equally important is the mindset. This is not a time to act impulsively or emotionally, but strategically. Investors should take measured steps and monitor real-time market developments. Subscribing to dedicated informational channels ensures that you receive updates as they become available, reducing the risk of misinformation or delayed action. By staying informed and prepared, you position yourself to act decisively when structured opportunities arise while minimizing unnecessary exposure to market volatility. The combination of preparedness, information, and strategic planning is the foundation for navigating the dinar's historic transition from a restricted currency to a recognized global asset. It is the first step toward transforming long-term patience into actionable opportunity. The journey from a speculative holding to a concrete financial asset requires both a disciplined approach and access to credible information, which are now more vital than ever. It is important to remember that every great financial breakthrough in history was initially met with doubts and skepticism. The shift to the gold standard, the rise of the euro, and the extraordinary surge of Bitcoin all faced periods when their legitimacy was questioned. Yet those who remained observant, disciplined, and prepared ultimately benefited from historic gains. The Iraqi dinar now occupies a similar position. It is no longer a distant speculation but a currency with a real-time Forex presence and growing institutional recognition. What you are witnessing today is history unfolding, and your patience and steadfast commitment to this journey have real potential value. Staying strong, disciplined, and prepared is the key to navigating this new reality. Impulsive actions often lead to missed opportunities, whereas strategic patience allows you to navigate this transition with confidence. This channel is committed to providing accurate, real-time information and analysis so that you can act thoughtfully, not react emotionally. By holding strong and remaining vigilant, you maintain control over your financial strategy and maximize the potential for positive outcomes. Remember, the path to transformative financial opportunity is rarely immediate, but consistent preparation and awareness allow you to turn long-term faith into tangible advantage, confirming that your persistence was a valuable asset all along. Disclaimer: it is essential to understand that this content is for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing presented here constitutes financial advice, a recommendation to buy or sell assets, or an endorsement of any specific investment strategy. All investors are strongly advised to consult with licensed financial professionals, accountants, or legal advisors before making any decisions regarding currency holdings, trading, or investment actions. Financial markets are inherently volatile, and historical patterns are not guarantees of future performance. Each viewer is ultimately responsible for evaluating risk, conducting due diligence, and making decisions in alignment with their personal financial situation, risk tolerance, and long-term objectives. By approaching investment opportunities with informed caution and professional guidance, you can minimize risk while maximizing the potential benefits of market developments.